Hello， 大家好。今日又到咗星期四呢個移民幫到你嘅時間啦。我係帶你澳視環球嘅 Jenny。今日好開心咧，就請到呢一個荷蘭領事館嘅總領事the Consul General of the Kingdom of Netherlands, Maurits. He got a really special name, and I would like him to introduce himself to you. So please welcome Maurits, and please introduce yourself to our followers.
Hello, my name is Maurits Kuile. I'm Consul General of the Netherlands here in Hong Kong. I came 2 years ago. I've been serving around the world in different capacities. For instance, I came from Greece before working in Hong Kong, but I also served in Kazakhstan, Afghanistan, the Philippines. So this is a nice return to Southeast Asia. And before that, I was born in Groningen in the north of the Netherlands. I was raised in the west. My family hails from the east of the Netherlands, and I studied in the south. So I covered the Netherlands very well to be able to represent the Netherlands abroad.
That's awesome. 簡單介紹一下啦。佢就係一個即係外交官啦。基本上佢就喺荷蘭出世啦。喺唔同嘅國家咧都做過呢一個總領事啦咁樣樣。One thing I find you very special is that you're the tallest diplomat I've ever met in Hong Kong. So can you tell something like I think Dutch are the tallest. In terms of, I think both men and women in the world, is that right?
I think it's a toss-up with the Swedes and the Maasai in Kenya. They're also pretty tall. But the Netherlands, it's a country that's below sea level. So we need to be tall to prepare for the water. No, all jokes aside.
That's interesting. I thought that's genetical or biological.
I think the diet might have helped also with us growing taller. I mean, if you look around here now in China,
right.
especially
right.
With economic prosperity,
right.
you see that people are also growing taller.
True.
Funny thing is, sometimes I say I'm at the pinnacle of height of the Dutch tallness.
Right.
And this is also because the average height in the Netherlands is going down a little bit.
Oh, okay.
And this is because of immigration. So we have a more diverse population these days than we had a couple of decades ago.
Interesting. 咁佢就話其實喺荷蘭咧就如果講平均咧，其實佢都係高過平均個高度嘅。但係可能我就問佢點解啲人咁高，咁佢就話即係講笑啦，因為荷蘭其實喺呢一個水平線下面嘅，所以啲人咧高啲咧就穩陣啲啦，有啲咩事嘅時候。不過其實都係講笑啫，主要咧都係飲食啦咁樣樣。So we've got friends saying hi to you, Neil. Hello, and Chrissy, hello, and
hello.
Right. So we got a very handsome and tall, is literally tall and handsome Dutchman, and Consul General. Tell us more about Amsterdam. I mean, not Amsterdam, but Holland. Now, first of all, I want to ask why everybody called his country Holland instead of the Netherlands. What is the difference? Please tell us about that.
Sure. So internationally, often we speak, or people speak about Holland, whereas we like to speak about the Netherlands, the Nether and low countries.
Oh.
So we are basically at the edge of Europe. So we have hardly any mountains. We're a very flat and low-lying country.
Okay.
But this consists of a number of provinces. And only 2 of those provinces are Holland.
Okay.
North Holland with Amsterdam, which is also the capital of the Netherlands, and then South Holland with cities like Rotterdam and The Hague. Rotterdam, famous port city, of course, and then The Hague, the administrative capital of the administrative seat of the Netherlands. And then, as we just discussed, we also have to make things more confusing, the Kingdom of the Netherlands.
Right.
And the Kingdom of the Netherlands has 4 countries. The Netherlands itself, as just discussed, but then also overseas territories, namely Aruba, Curacao, and Saint Martin. And there are 3 other islands in that island group off the coast of South America, which became administrative municipalities of the country, the Netherlands.
Okay, so I just gonna give the summary or the highlights.
Yeah, sure.
其實Holland 個名咧就只係代表佢即係呢個國家入邊其中2個省份都係叫荷蘭嘅，咁佢有南同埋北啦。咁但係咧其實 嗰個 Netherlands 嘅意思咧 ，Nether 咧原來即係解 below， 即係喺下面啦。咁我諗佢意思就係水平線下面啦。咁即係呢一個地區，即係呢個國家其實入邊就包括咗 ，you get 19 provinces did you say? 13
13
right， 咁佢其實有13個省嘅，咁只係入邊有2個都係叫荷蘭咁解嘅啫，即係我哋叫嘅荷蘭 Holland。咁但係成個 kingdom 咧，佢仲會包括咧 ，and your kingdom has 4 countries right you said， 係就有4個國家嘅。咁 the kingdom of the Netherlands 咧，其實就包括the Netherlands 入邊一部分啦，然之後再加其他仲有3個唔同嘅國家嘅。哇！咁但係 anyways 中文咧都係叫荷蘭嘅啫，咁啊中文就比較清楚啲啦咁。So it's interesting that you know a lot of people from Hong Kong. I've got good friends, like a few of them, and the last name is Tang, T-A-N-G. Their parents actually moved to the Netherlands when I think like 50 or even 60 years ago. And seems like there's a lot of people from the new territories who moved to the Netherlands back, I don't know, 50, 60, even 70 years ago. So what is the relationship? And I mean, like my friends actually, first language is Dutch. I mean, she understands Chinese and speaks English, but like it's interesting. They're like so different. They're like so Dutch in a way because they were born and raised there. So what is the relationship? How did that happen?
Yeah, very interesting question, and also something when I came to Hong Kong that I became very curious about, because of course then you start understanding that this has happened, that this relationship between the new territories and the Netherlands exists.
Okay.
And the first place where I saw that was in my own office, because some of my colleagues, they came back from the Netherlands. They had grown up in the Netherlands. I guess in their 20s they were looking for their roots, and they came back to Hong Kong
right.
maybe for a month or a year.
Yes,
and 20
that's what
years,
my friend said too.
20 years later, they're still here,
Right.
which is all good and fine, and because they really bring together Hong Kong and Dutch culture, so they're a real asset to our consulate.
Okay.
But then, of course, you start to wonder why and how did this happen?
How?
And it's interesting in the Netherlands. Many of these people from the new territories, they came to the Netherlands, but also other places in Europe to open up restaurants.
Right.
And so
Hong Kong restaurant?
Yeah.
Chinese?
Well, this is interesting because there have been 2 flows of these Chinese restaurants in the Netherlands. There have been Chinese people who first settled in Indonesia, and then from Indonesia moved to the Netherlands, and they brought a mix of Indonesian and Chinese cuisine. And there have been people who moved straight from the new territories to the Netherlands to open up restaurants there. And you can find them in small towns in the Netherlands. And actually, there's a nice documentary that came out recently by one of the daughters of such a restaurant owner. And the title is More Than Babi Pangang. I'm still trying to get this.
I can repeat that.
This documentary here in Hong Kong in the future, and what it describes is basically this restaurant culture in the Netherlands, because the taste in the restaurants was also adapted to the local Dutch palate.
Right.
So you might not recognize it. There might be dishes on the menu that are really tailored to the Dutch taste. For instance, you can find lumpias that are much bigger than the lumpias as we know them here in Hong Kong.
What is lumpias?
Lumpia, like this fried roll with some vegetables inside.
Okay. Is that chungun? Spring roll?
Spring roll, yes, spring roll. Yeah. Indeed. But the funny thing is, my wife also comes from Southeast Asia, not from not from Hong Kong. But when she just came to the Netherlands for the first time, I thought I'd take her to a Chinese restaurant. And we walked into such a restaurant, and she was really asking, "Where are you taking me now? What is this? This is not a Chinese restaurant." And then later on, she found some authentic, real Chinese restaurants where she introduced me for the first time to this type of cuisine, which we can still enjoy here.
Oh, that's awesome! That's awesome. Let me translate a little bit. So 咁佢就話其實咧好多荷蘭人其實咧即係香港人 sorry 咁咧就喺 50至60-70年啦，或者100年前啦，咁就係移咗民啦，去咗呢個荷蘭嘅。咁其實咧就對佢整體嘅，尤其是喺食物方面咧，或者飲食行業咧，有個好大嘅影響啦。就係即係呢啲人咧，無論喺香港啦，或者喺東南亞咧嘅即係人啦，咁啊去咗荷蘭之後咧，咁佢哋就做咗一啲本身係譬如香港春卷啦，佢就講 Spring Roll 就係香港嘅春卷啦。其實咧佢就迎合咗當地人嘅口味啦。咁其實如果你係香港人，你去到咧覺得嚇呢啲咩嚟㗎咁樣，咁佢就即係覺得其實就對個文化咧都係一個好嘅影響啦咁樣。同埋佢喺佢公司入邊咧都係有啲喺荷蘭大嘅香港人啦，咁啊20-30年之後大咗翻嚟香港尋根啦，咁啊其實亦都係翻咗嚟之後就冇再翻去啦咁。So we have some more friends coming in to say hi to you. This is in Chinese, Mr. Ken, he said respect. And this is a freak boutique, orangey. I don't know what that means.
Oranje, Orange, the House of Orange. That's the royal family in the Netherlands.
Interesting,
and
right.
This also explains why, for instance, the Dutch football team has orange jerseys rather than red, white, and blue, which is the colors of the Dutch flag.
Oh, I see.
So, in the Dutch flag is red, white, and blue, and then you have an
like
orange banner next to it. No, it's not vertical. That would be the French flag.
Oh, sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But,
excuse me. Horizontal, right?
Horizontal.
Yeah, because it's the same colors, but it's horizontal.
Yeah, exactly.
Exactly.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
So then, I think that Orange Tree, the only restaurant I know as Dutch food is, we just talked about Orange Tree. So then you said that actually it has become like a junk or something, and we can explore, and there's some sort of like Dutch food there still.
Yeah, correct. So we just spoke about the fact that there's no Dutch restaurant at the moment in Hong Kong. There used to be before COVID,
right?
But the owner of that restaurant, he started junk boat tours here in Victoria Harbour. And there he still serves some Dutch delicacies.
Okay, 咁佢就話其實而家即係我記得以前咧就有一間叫做 Orange Tree 咧，咁就係食荷蘭嘢，我都幾中意，都去過好多次。咁咧就而家就閂咗啦，咁就係開咗一個 junk，係啲船咁樣啦，即係香港啲你可以喺上面咧，好似啲咩以前嗰啲咩沙田畫舫嗰啲咁樣啦，喺上面咧其實就有啲荷蘭嘅菜啊咁樣嘅，咁都可以大家咧就去即係了解一下佢哋嗰邊嘅嘢食啦咁樣。So actually, I think you mentioned that Holland, the Netherlands is flat, and then like Hong Kong is very hilly, and so it's like a country where people like they're more bikes than human, right? So and then now that you're in a hilly city in Hong Kong, so maybe can you tell me a little bit about the differences between the lifestyle in your country versus in Hong Kong?
So it's interesting that you start with the bicycles, because indeed this is very much part of the Dutch culture.
Right.
And biking in many other places, it's something that you do for leisure, and in the Netherlands it's a mode of transportation. And funny enough, I mean, it used to be a mode of transportation in mainland China in large numbers as well. In the Netherlands, I think what really helps is that the infrastructure is there. So there are many bike lanes. As a biker, as a cyclist, you feel safe using your bicycle, for instance, for your commute to work or to school. That's very common. So this is one sample of Dutch culture, which sets it aside a little bit from Hong Kong culture.
Right.
But there are also some similarities between the Netherlands and Hong Kong.
Yeah, like what?
So we have, aside from the bicycles, pretty decent public transport system. And I say pretty decent. Anywhere else, I would say we would have a very good public transport system. But having seen public transport in Hong Kong, I'm really amazed how efficient
Hong Kong is very convenient.
And what is nice is Hong Kong is so compact that it's easy to reach many parts of the city.
You can just walk.
You can walk, but also with the MTR or with the bus, it's all very doable. Yeah.
I think we are like number one in the world for public transportation convenience or efficiency.
Yeah, there's actually a nice story. The octopus card.
Right.
served as an inspiration for a similar public transport card in the Netherlands. So there were teams coming in from the Netherlands to Hong Kong, and later also from Hong Kong to the Netherlands to help with the introduction of this card.
Interesting。咁佢就話其實喺荷蘭咧，因為真係平地啦，咁所以咧佢哋就主要嘅交通工具咧就係踩單車㗎嚇。咁啊，但係喺香港咧就實在太方便。咁佢嚟到咧覺得香港就因為香港好多山，我諗就你話如果踩架單車就唔方便啦，當然。咁香港嘅交通工具咧，其實真係全球咧就係第一位㗎啦嚇。咁啊and then other than transportation, I also know that in terms of language, people I've been to the Netherlands a few times and it's very impressive. I think your English is like the best in Europe. So and also like you have a very creative education system, and then like I saw like the architecture is very impressive. Like I told you the ING private bank, the flagship whatever spaceship thing, and then like, I remember the many amazing architecture, and then so apparently people are very creative, and it's like a very happy country mostly. So can you tell us a little bit about like what makes you guys or the education so instead of like in Hong Kong, it's like very stressful in general unless you go to international school, then why are people more relaxed? Like, I'm so impressed today, you look so relaxed, and then you just came off the plane yesterday, but then you're like so fluent, so prepared as well. So what is that about your education that makes you so unique?
Everybody's unique, right? But
that's very politically correct. I like that. Very PC.
But I think it comes down to a different view on work-life balance.
Right.
And I think it's important, especially because in your question you focus a bit on the education system.
Yes.
And the demands here on students and
right.
the high stress environment
right.
where
right.
a lot of importance is put on high grades and
right.
on being successful to be able to access
right.
elite universities
School.
and schools in the future. To be honest, I noticed this also a little bit when I went to visit different schools. Because I'm here with my family, including my daughter.
Right.
And I noticed that many of the other parents, when they were asking questions about school, most of the questions were geared towards the grades that students would get.
Right.
And I think in life, life is about more than your grades. And especially for younger children,
right.
It's not only about grades and about getting the highest marks in school or
right.
having a well-rounded education with your piano lesson and your sports.
Right. Football.
It's also about play, and I think children also learn a lot through playing, and we should have enough room for playing.
Yeah, they have playgroup here.
Yeah, so then it becomes institutionalized.
Yes.
And so you should be able to be bored as a child. You should be able to discover. You should be able to be curious. You should be able to make something out of nothing.
Right.
And I think these are qualities that are recognized in many of the Dutch schools.
Right.
Dutch education system. There are also things that can be improved there for sure. But I think this work-life balance is one thing that helps. Another thing.
Can I just translate this part first? 咁佢就話其實喺荷蘭就當然啲細路仔即係都係有正常嘅教育啦，各方面啦。不過最重要嘅咧就係即係見到香港咧，可能就係壓力大，就係因為啲家長或者學校佢就其實就係要培養嗰啲人才，但係佢就 based on 嗰個 grades 啦，即係你嘅 ABCD 或者個分數。咁然之後咧一路上咧就要入到 elite 最名嘅名校咁樣啦，咁就要即係學好多嘢啊，學鋼琴啊、踢足球啊各樣嘢啦。咁但係佢喺荷蘭咧就比較佢哋係全面啲啦，或者係即係就會讓啲細路仔咧係即係做一個細路仔咁，其實細路仔可以去玩啦，咁可以去佢要悶可能有悶嘅時間啦，玩有玩嘅時間啦，咁亦都係有啲即係佢哋唔同嘅諗法就係即係俾佢自己自由成長啦，咁所以就令到即係 more liberal 咁樣樣。So and then you said the other thing.
Well, in the Netherlands, it was also known for pretty high productivity. So
right.
when people are at work, they're really work and they produce, but at the same time there's also time for leisure, for family, and what we've seen in the last, I would say, decade, many parents that, for instance, work 4 days a week.
Right. Oh wow, that's nice.
Well, which allows them, if they have a family, like one parent can have 1 day off to be with the children, the other parent has another day off to be with the children, and then there's only 3 days that they need childcare.
Okay.
And so this, of course, creates a better bond between parents and children.
That's true.
So that's useful compared to the old system. Let's say the father works, the mother stays at home and looks after the family. I think in the end, if you tally it up, you have 8 working days for mother and father compared to the 5 working days of only the father in the past. So that system works as well for a better, more healthy balance between family and work. And the numbers show it, because quality of life index in Netherlands is scoring
very high.
number one.
Always number one. Yeah.
And then the World Happiness Index, we're at number 8. So
it's always top 10.
But the national hobby in the Netherlands is complaining, so at first sight you might not see it straight away.
Yeah. Okay, well let me translate a little bit. 咁佢就話其實荷蘭咧，佢哋嗰個 work-life balance 咧，即係個工作同埋即係生活啦。咁我哋唔係為咗生存而生存，我哋係生活而生活噶嘛，係咪？咁所以佢就話佢哋而家咧，即係家長嗰度咧，通常咧即係有細路仔嗰啲，佢哋其實係翻4日工嘅啫，咁有3日唔使翻工嘅。咁變咗咧，基本上佢哋可以係即係如果父母3日係揀唔同嘅日子翻工嘅話咧，咁即係話6日啦。其實咧喺一個星期7入邊咧，只有1日咧係需要請工人姐姐啦，或者有1日佢哋冇工人姐姐啦，我估下就有1日咧就係即係要去即係揾嗰啲 daycare 就要擺個細路仔出去。咁 otherwise 咧每一日都可以有一個父或者即係爹哋或者媽咪喺屋企對住細路仔，咁就好過你話好似傳統嘅咧，就係我哋香港人就可能係男或者香港少啲啦，香港有姐姐，好多唔同嘅國家嘅人可能係譬如爸爸做嘢，咁媽咪屋企湊細路仔啦，咁就變咗佢啲細路仔嘅成長會唔同啦。咁同埋大家都見到咧，荷蘭咧，所以係長期啊，咁成日即係你話幸福嘅指數啊、快樂指數嗰啲都係頭10位啦，好似第8位咁樣啦，上年咁。或者你話佢有時有好多其他唔同嘅排名啦。The number 1 position, what did you say just now? Number 8 is the happiness. What is the number 1?
Quality of life.
係啦，就係生活質素咧就排第1嘅嚇。咁所以咧佢哋即係事實證明咧呢個 function 咧，即係呢一個國家嗰個 system 咧，其實呢一部分咧對人民咧係即係非常之好。But you know, actually talking about that, I mean Hong Kong is like a lot of times we have helpers at home. So I think because Hong Kong is so expensive. So we actually have both parents usually work, unless you're like really wealthy. That a lot of times that dad and mom also works, but then because kids are raised by helpers, so it's quite different.
Indeed, this is something that stood out to me as well, and there are many benefits, of course, to having a helper at home who can help cook, with the children and cook. But you also need to have the immigration system to allow for having such a system. It's basically not something that we have in the Dutch society.
Oh yeah, in the West they don't.
Yeah, I think also the Netherlands is more egalitarian society. Of course, in Hong Kong, I noticed the gaps between rich and poor are bigger. Yeah.
咁佢就講佢就喺荷蘭，所以佢哋嗰個 wealth gap 咧，即係財富嘅距離咧，對比喺香港咧就冇咁大。香港就係貧富懸殊，即係都我諗唔係話全球最犀利咧，但都係即係勁啦，都係犀利咯嚇。咁佢哋就比較個財富個距離冇咁大啦。So actually in that sense, it brings us to like really want to visit the Netherlands more because you have great quality of life and actually number 1 in the world and like very good education system and everything. So I've got questions from the floor. So Neil is asking you which month is the best time to travel to Holland. So can you answer that one, please?
Yeah, sure. I think the best would be to come in spring, up to June, let's say April, May, June, and then September is also a nice time to late August, September. Actually, I just came back from the Netherlands, as we just
awesome.
discussed.
Right.
And I was surprised how nice the summer was this year.
Okay.
So there are many bad things about global warming, but the summers in the Netherlands are starting to get a little bit better as well, and definitely not as hot as here.
Not as hot as in France, I guess, or the UK.
Well, of course, more northern, so it's a little bit cooler. And the Netherlands is next to the sea, so you can always take a refreshing dip.
Interesting. Well, so then, so you're talking about late August and September, right? Or just September and August?
Yeah, and I'm saying this because it's not always so dry in the Netherlands.
Right.
The Netherlands has a lot of rain.
Right.
But in Netherlands, the rain is a bit colder than in Hong Kong.
OK，咁佢就8、9月去荷蘭就其實係最好嘅。咁佢自己都係啱啱去完翻嚟，咁就好俾面啦。咁啊即刻落機，今日就已經即刻上嚟我節目啦。咁 So in terms of travel, right? Like we got an interesting comment. Jackie Yun said, "I'm going to the Dutch Grand Prix in St. Ruth in 2 weeks."
Zandvoort, that's where indeed the Grand Prix will take place. And this circuit has been closed for quite some time, but then as Max Verstappen, the famous Formula One driver, started gaining world fame, they reopened Zandvoort. So indeed, in 2 weeks there will be the Grand Prix.
Interesting. 咁有朋友仔喺度講咧，Jackie 多謝你，就話佢2個星期後咧會去荷蘭睇呢一個Grand Prix 呢個即係賽車嘅。咁我都覺得 I didn't even know about you have Grand Prix there, but pretty impressive. Right. So what are the travel hotspots would you recommend that we don't know of? Something unconventional hotspots you can share with us?
Yeah, sure. So everybody knows about Amsterdam. I don't have to talk about that. Everybody also knows about the Keukenhof and the tulip fields,
right.
Which are between Amsterdam and The Hague.
Right.
But if you look at the Netherlands, it's very compact. It's 200 kilometers east to west and 300 north to south.
Right.
And I would really recommend also visiting some other provinces. For instance, in the south, the province of Limburg, it's very different from the rest of the Netherlands. It's wedged in between French-speaking Belgium and Germany. It's more hilly.
What's it called?
Limburg.
Limburg. Okay.
And it has a city of Maastricht where they love their food, and people in Hong Kong love their food as well.
Of course, yes.
So that's a nice place to visit. In the east, it's just wonderful to be in nature. Like in Amsterdam, you can ride your bicycle, but it's a dangerous venture if you're not an experienced biker.
Right.
However, in the east, there's a whole network of biking lanes also for leisure.
Okay.
For nice touring in nature. And then finally, I would recommend also visiting some of the islands in the north of the Netherlands, because there you have small territories which have very different landscapes, and a very nice ambiance to visit some of the villages there. You can go for beach walks, there's forests, there's dunes, it's all there.
Okay, so you're talking about there's a place called Limburg.
Yeah, Limburg, the province. Yeah.
Limburg, and in the east you can like just not drive, but ride the bicycle up to the east.
Yeah, Overijssel, Twente.
Or in the north, go to the islands.
Go to the islands. And then lastly, I would like to add, there's also these old, quaint cities in the Netherlands. They're like more smaller, medium-sized cities. Think of cities like Leiden or Delft or Gouda or Zwolle,
right.
Which have a lot to offer as well.
Okay, it's impossible to remember all the names, but let me just try. So 咁佢講咗幾個城市啦，咁一個叫 Limburg 嘅，咁有一個咧就係要喺東面嘅，咁佢就話如果你踩單車可以喺 Amsterdam 踩到上去啦，不過佢話如果你唔係強嘅，即係唔係做開呢個運動嘅咧就唔好啦，咁你可以飛上去或者坐火車啦。咁跟住喺北邊咧就有啲小島啦，又係可以去睇下啦。咁另外仲有一啲細細嘅。The last part you mentioned is in the west or somewhere. I forgot the last part with
with the cities.
Villages. Yeah, the last part that you mentioned.
So those cities are spread out in different parts of the Netherlands.
Oh, okay, the small cities.
Yeah,
the different views or something?
Well, but you still find some classic architecture.
Right.
They're like among the oldest cities in the Netherlands.
OK，
Yeah.
咁佢就講有啲古舊少少嘅城市啦，咁啊都有好多好靚嘅建築物啦，可以睇下嘅。咁啊頭先我哋有個Jackie is asking you，do you recommend driving to the Elves or something? I can't repeat that word.
That's called Afsluitdijk.
Afsluitdijk.
And it's a dike. And it's actually interesting because basically the Netherlands, there used to be a big lake, or now it's a lake. Basically, the sea used to come into the Netherlands quite far.
Right.
And at some point, it was decided to close it off, seal it off with the dike. And this is called the Afsluitdijk. The dike itself, it's just a straight road. And you have the sea on one side, and you have this now brackish lake on the, it's called IJsselmeer, on the other side. So there's not that much to see, but if you know a little bit more about the history, it can still be interesting to visit. It's also interesting in that area. We're talking about the provinces. Right. One of the provinces, the newest province in the Netherlands, Flevoland, has been reclaimed. So that's it was not there before. It's a completely reclaimed land, something you have here also with the airport and around Victoria Harbour or the West Kowloon Cultural District. So there's a lot of reclaimed land here as well. So that might be an interesting combination. But if you really want to see waterworks, then I would recommend to go to the province of Zeeland. Where they have waterworks.
What do you mean by the waterworks?
Well, they're called the Delta Works, and it's an intricate system of dams and bridges, basically shielding those provinces from the sea.
OK， 咁佢就講咗好多唔同嘅城市，我講唔翻轉頭佢啲名啦。咁啊就其中佢因為有個我哋嘅朋友仔 Jackie 咧就問可唔可以即係揸車上去呢個地方啦，講唔翻個名。但係佢講有啲睇啲 waterwork 咧，就係佢哋點樣去 because you have to protect the different cities from water, right? From the potential flooding or something.
Yeah.
So therefore, there's some waterwork to watch. It's interesting.
Yeah, it's called Delta Works.
Delta Works 啊，咁佢就話有啲地方你可以睇嗰啲 Delta Works 啦，佢點樣防水啊各方面咧，其實就都有啲遊客咧會特登想去睇下㗎。That's interesting. And actually, I didn't write it down. We talk about this part, like before we start. A lot of people in Hong Kong would know the Netherlands about two particular things. I think that would be more interesting. We'll get like when we experience life in Amsterdam, they would invariably think of visiting the cafe, the coffee shop, or the red light district that we have in Hong Kong also, which is like it was much bigger before COVID in Wan Chai. So so what I actually want to say is that I find Dutch people, including yourself, very innovative and progressive. That's what we said earlier. So why would you I think Hong Kong compared to like China and other Asian countries, I would say we are more innovative in a way and progressive in a way because we have a lot of Western influence. But you guys are like a century ahead. So can you tell us how do you have that influence?
Well, it's hard to define character and culture, right?
It's DNA.
The DNA. It's something that we share some similarities between Hong Kong and the Netherlands in the sense that we are a very open economy. So we always have to work with the rest of the world. You will find Dutch people all around the world. Wherever you go, you will bump into Dutch people. So that also makes you a little bit more open to different ideas. I think this quality of life issue is something that helped in our open, let's say, more liberal culture, and maybe we're also a little bit more direct in the way we communicate with each other. All these things help. Yeah.
Right. So actually, let me translate。咁佢就其實話，因為佢哋就成日都有好國際性嘅譬如做生意各方面都會遇到好多全球唔同嘅人，所以可能咧佢哋就比較 open 啲啦。好似香港咁，其實一個開放型嘅經濟啊，啲人都比較 open，即係香港人都比較容易接受國際啊、外國嘅嘢咁樣樣啦。咁佢就話其實呢個都係佢哋個民族性啊咁樣樣，即係 it's more like your nation is like that, right? It's like a nationality thing. So as you just so like progressive. It's just like a nation thing, isn't it?
I would say a cultural thing, and also as we discussed, I'm thinking part of it also has to do with secularization, the fact that less and less people are religious,
right?
So they have to
really that has an influence.
Because if you're tied to some cultural norms,
right.
Then maybe you're a little bit less liberal.
Interesting.
So you become more open in alternative lifestyles, etc.
Oh, true. Alternative, right? You guys are like way ahead as well. Right. So 咁佢就話其實因為可能佢哋荷蘭就嗰個 secular 嗰個意思，即係佢哋冇譬如好似喺菲律賓或者like the Philippines is like very Catholic。即係就係好天主教啊，或者係葡萄牙 Portugal as well，right？ 咁好天主教啊，咁 and I am Catholic myself 咁，所以咁佢都講得啱。佢話好即係如果你宗教好重嗰啲國家，可能佢冇咁 open， 即係好似喺荷蘭咧，佢哋就係好前衛，我覺得佢哋係嗰個譬如係喺alternative lifestyle 咧，中文叫做另類生活啦。咁另類有好多意思啊，大家都明啦，係咪？即係總之佢 alternative 咧就係主流以外嘅就叫 alternative，anything other than mainstream，right？ 咁佢其實佢哋就接受能力就更加高啦。咁所以其實令到個社會嘅人咧係容易接受一啲同自己唔同嘅嘢咯。So it's interesting, but I don't think we can comment on that right now. But like you can see some other countries, I'm not naming names here, but some other countries are actually tightening. So they are controlling your thinking, controlling your. I mean, like your action comes from your thoughts, right? So by controlling your thoughts, then it's easier to control people. Because like before you kill someone, you think about I want to kill someone first, right? So if you control your thoughts,
let's not go there.
Yeah, that's like control that first, so that will be peace, right? So like I find you like different. You let people be themselves, and you trust people, so that actually that's how you become happy and how you become harmonious. Is that right?
Well, I think in the basis, if you're prosperous, and
right.
then it also becomes easier to be tolerant. And
that's a good point, right? That's a good point.
And in that sense, you talk about state control,
right.
But it's not only state control. I think all around the world, when there's insecurity,
right.
then people also can become a little bit more conservative.
That's true.
And unfortunately, that's also something that's happening in the Netherlands. So we might not be as tolerant today as we were maybe 20 years ago.
Well, but even that, you still have we have a lot of room to catch up on the rest of the world. So 咁其實我頭先就講話，其實荷蘭咧，佢哋點解我覺得咁前衛咧？好多嘢咁前，就係因為佢哋嗰個包容啦，同埋佢哋好似我覺得個民族或者個政府咧係好信啲人民啊，咁啲人民就會覺得好自由啊。咁但係佢就講咗個重點就係話，因為佢哋嘅生活都比較過得好啦，咁所以咧，即係當你生活過得好，啲人就容易去包容對方。咁生活冇咁好嘅時候咧，咁我亦都提到就係有啲國家啦，唔好講邊度啦，有啲國家咧個政府就係越嚟越咧就監控啲人民啦，咁啊控制你嘅思想，咁啊思想即係你有思想先有個行為噶嘛，咁所以咧即係我覺得喺一個佢哋咁自由開放嘅社會咧，其實就令到佢哋好多時啲人民嘅生活咧就會即係開心啲、好啲咁樣樣咯嚇。So actually, it's really a very good point that you have different. I think it's a different mentality or different value. Yeah. So that's why you become who you are, right?
Of course, yeah.
Yeah. So we got an interesting time right now in Hong Kong because it's like a lot of things is tightening and people are. Also thinking about immigration. I mean that is not one today. It started since 2019. So, but I find with a lot of programs closing, you are still not opening up. Like Spain has done the full bull run, sold a lot of golden visas and billions of dollars. not dollars, euros, and like Portugal and golden visa is actually huge revenue generator. But that's not a particular program that I can introduce to my followers for investment immigration to your country. Is that right? So if we really love it so much, especially today after watching your show, so how can we move to your country?
Yeah. No, indeed, we don't have a golden visa program like some of our European counterparts have. To be honest, it's also a matter of space. We are a very small country with already 18 million people in there, so our immigration is arranged in a little bit different way. However, we do have, for instance, a working holiday scheme specifically between the Netherlands and Hong Kong. And it's not very big numbers, I think 30 or 40 places per year. But that's still an interesting way to spend a little bit longer period in the Netherlands. And then, of course, there's also migration rules around qualified professionals that come to the Netherlands for work, which happens a lot as well. If you look at some of the big cities in the Netherlands by now, over 50% of the population is non-Dutch born, so there's many people from abroad that have immigrated to the Netherlands.
OK， 咁佢就話荷蘭咧係冇呢一個投資移民啦，咁啊，所以我冇介紹過俾你哋啦。咁啊，但係咧佢就話，如果大家想去荷蘭體驗下生活咧，其實佢哋有一個咧就叫做it's called working holiday。working holiday 咁有一個叫做 working holiday 咁啊，就可以工作同埋即係去體驗下生活啦，放下假咁樣樣啦。咁啊，一年都唔係好多位，30-40個位置咁樣樣啦。咁啊，但係咧大家就可以咧即係去認識嗰邊或者了解一下、體驗一下啦。咁啊，喜歡嘅話咧，咁啊當然都會到時可以有啲辦法咧係留低嘅咁樣樣。So we are actually very close to wrapping up. But before that, I would like to ask you about your impression about Hong Kong. So tell us what is your favorite place in Hong Kong, and what is your impression about Hong Kong and Hong Kong people?
So I've been now, I'm at the halfway mark. I've been here 2 years, and there's much to love about Hong Kong. But what I really love about Hong Kong is this balance between very dense urban areas and a lot of nature in the surrounding Hong Kong. And I think this is also something that's not really known internationally, how beautiful the hiking trails are around Hong Kong. There's so much to see and to explore also on the islands. And then of course the water, which offers ample opportunity for transport and for leisure as well.
OK， 咁啊，佢有講啦，就話即係香港佢就嚟咗2年啦，咁啊其實佢都冇諗過香港咁多地方好玩嘅。咁啊，除咗係大城市，我哋即係好即係咩都有啦喺城市入邊，但係咧其實距離郊區咧都唔係好遠啦，同埋郊區就又係即係游水啊，或者係即係水上嘅嘢啊，或者係行山啊，咁其實都仲有好多活動咧，好多好靚嘅地方，大自然咧係好多外國人啦，甚至乎香港人咧都係唔熟悉嘅嚇，咁佢都好即係好開心，即係知道呢啲嘢啦咁樣樣，咁就我哋就係差唔多要 wrap up 啦。咁大家if anyone has any questions, you can ask. Otherwise, we would be wrapping up shortly. So is there anything you would like to say and before we wrap up maybe in Dutch, just to hear how it's such a beautiful language that I don't know anything. I can only say hello. That's the only thing I can say. So you want to wrap up by saying something in Dutch? That would be cute.
I'd be happy to say something in Dutch, but before that, I'm just looking at our background, which is really interesting.
It's Greece.
It's the Acropolis in Greece.
Right.
And I feel warmly about Greece. Actually, during my holidays, I just visited Greece again. But it's very nice. At the bottom of the Acropolis, there's a statue which was made by a Chinese artist in the COVID period. And it has Confucius and Socrates standing together, having a conversation. Of course, they never met in real life.
No, but it's different centuries.
The time periods are almost overlapping. So
really?
They're very close in time, but not in location, of course. But that's a wonderful picture. It's even one that I shared with the Chinese ambassador in The Hague when I met him.
Right.
And now in something in Dutch, well, there's one Dutch word, gezellig or cozy, which you
I have Turkey
we
as
moved
well.
to Turkey.
Yeah, I have
Yes.
Turkey as well. I just
Nice.
it actually has a few more, but it doesn't. I don't know why it's not moving today. But anyways, America as well.
Yeah.
It's random. It will go by itself sometimes.
Well.
So anyway, so like I just want to say before you wrap it up in Dutch, I want to say thank you so much for coming to my show today, especially right after coming back from your holiday yesterday. And so hope to see you again. And I hope you would you enjoy this too. And I'm sure our audience learned a lot. So you want to wrap it up in say something in Dutch to our followers?
Oké, dankjewel voor het interview. Het was leuk en gezellig om hier vanmiddag te zijn.
I'll say yes. Okay, thank you.
Oké,
Thank you.
bye bye. Bye bye.